Hey there, channel. So tonight we are trying out the new rotisserie kit. So in my videos in past, I have used my old one. Now we're not using this motor, but we're using the rods, and we will be cooking a beef roast, which has been in the freezer, and I just defrosted this. So it's Coles beef roast with mustard and black pepper, and this will be done with the Ziggy rotisserie kit. So Ziggy is all hooked up. I'm not using the actual motor out of that kit I just showed. We're using the battery operated kit. So this is my 12 volt 12 volt or 9 volt kit. So the way this one works, the batteries in there, click the switch and you'll see that little motor spin. So this is the Ziggy 3 rotisserie bracket kit. So as most people have seen my videos, I've got the side shelves, and these brackets actually replace the it replaces the kit with the side shelves. So that's the left kit there, and these are actually height adjustable, so the way it goes down goes like that. We're going to be setting a high heat. I'll be putting this pretty much on full heat tonight, as I want to get this one cooked quick, and I'll show you how the meat looks in the rods like. First things first, gotta preheat the Ziggy before the meat goes on. I'm not going to clean this time, but I'm just about to put the meat in the rod, and you'll see the meat going on the rod, then on the Ziggy, just like. Okay, so we've got the beef on the Ziggy, and we're cooking that with aeration heat. So we are going low middle burner with mid to low outer burners. So I'm gonna fast forward a lot of this tonight because I really cannot be stuffed recording a massive video. So I'm gonna put a little bit of juice in the tray there and let this cook up for probably roughly an hour. I won't get a full proper reading off the temp gauge there, but I've got this massive rod. It's actually the old kit. Yeah, it's kind of on a bit of a slant, but it's got the new arms there. So yeah, it's another trial and error. But let's see where we go, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's starting to brown up. But as we always say, any cook isn't a cook on the Z unless we flame it up, motherfucker. Woo! Foot flames, yum yum. Whew, it's smoky. I'll show you how it looks in the scenes where it's getting a little bit brown. Okay, so I've dropped the lid down a little bit more. As I said, I haven't used this in a while, so this has all different levels, like all those drilled out holes there. This rotisserie kit. So now I've actually dropped the lid down, so the roast gets a little bit more heat. So it's mainly indirect, but very low direct heat. You can see it spinning around. Can't hold the phone that close because it's actually very hot. So the center core is a bit hot. It's rotating very slow, and it's pretty much central. But yeah, probably should try the power motor on this one next time. But we'll let it go. It's coming on quite okay. It's going to take a lot longer than what I thought. But once it browns up more in the center, which beef generally say is a bit red, I'll throw a little bit of extra juice in that. But all good so far. If you want to say the heat as we speak, we are around about the 130 degrees, which that should be creeping up very soon. So let's just keep an eye on it. So there we go. Okay, so like I said, been all trial and error. I haven't done this in a while, so I have to drop the lid down. And we had direct heat. Now we're back to indirect heat. So the beef is looking decently okay, but a little bit of juice in the bag it came out of, so we're going to give it a slight sprinkle. Or a heavy sprinkle. And rotate. They'll burn off. Yeah. Get the juice, put the juice on the meat. So yeah, the thing is with beef, anyone who does beef roast or has cooked beef in the past, you can't let it dry out. Dry the beef out, you're gonna just have really tough, rough meat. Now, I don't like my meats being too tough, but I like it tender as well. So this has been on for roughly about, we'll say an hour and a half, but with adjustments. And yeah, I'll let it for another 20 more minutes of sand. Then we're gonna take a cut through the middle. We'll see how it looks, and then yeah, you'll see it in the next scene with the knife now. Like, righto. So this beef has made a bit of a mess, and that is looking pretty good. And as I said, we'll stab a knife into it. There we go. So it should be rare to medium rare. There's not any juice coming out, but it does feel quite soft. So what we're going to do, I've had to set the size of the barbecue, so I can't really put these on desired. I'm going to cut the motor off, which I've flipped that around this arm. So rotation, flip the motor up so it's more level. Cut the gas. And I'm going to take this off and show you what it looks like sitting in the tray. And okay, so this is the beef, straight at the rods. As I said, there's no shelves because the rotisserie system takes my shelves off. So now we cut this straight in the core. And you'll see this one live. As I said before, I think it's going to be medium rare. I'm going to try and cut this roast in half without cutting up the tray. Now the center did have medium heat. Yeah, that's going to need a little bit more cooking on that one. But the outer is done pretty well. That's what I'd call medium rare beef. So, yeah. Not as planned, but not a failure. So what we're going to do, yeah, that's rare. We're going to cook it back up again. Okay, so since that was more or less rare, I'm going full heat, all burners, and we're going to leave this on for 20 minutes, and that should make it done. As I said from the start, it's all trial and error. We're on full heat, so there we go. Okay, so I've blasted a lot more heat through this. But this time, I'm not going to cut back through it, but this is done. You guys see that? So it's going to be between medium rare to done. So we'll say done. and yeah, it's flopping off the rotisserie. It's an epic fuck up. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully the next cook up on this so-called Ziggy rotisserie isn't a epic failure. Peace.